But Ancient, they're full of surprises, and they are going to have the Swedish crowd rallied behind them. Getting into this one, it's Train, Cr4zy over on the T side, Ancient starting off on the CT side, and a triple Ivy play, not Ivy, Pop Dog play. Now migrating into a two-man Pop Dog hold, and then two players over here towards E-Box. They're not the most conventional pistol round from Ancient, as they leave Ivy open, but that looks like it might be the right call.
Yeah, the reason this is cool is if Cr4zy go for a typical exec, they're going to smoke off stuff like Ivy, Bomb Train, Connector, and that means Ancient are going to be ahead of these smokes. So Cr4zy with a lot of utility might be walking into a bit of a rough one, but these guys have great individual talent, so winning these duels might not be so difficult. Let's see. As smoke starts to rain over that A site, flashes to follow. It's Popsky making first contact, and he's already been spotted. Now the double Pop Dog push coming into fruition. Disco Doppler with the first. Hunter finds both blindsided, watching T-Con, and Hunter's not done just yet. It's Metra to kill another, and it's a slaughter on this A site. Bomb dropped, but so is Rusty, and it's Cr4zy to take that pistol round in style.
Yeah, they break that unconventional hold on it down, and they get off to a good start here on their map pick. They are over on that T side. We already saw Tricked. They fielded one hell of a T half on this map earlier today, so will we see history repeat itself there? They have got high heights to climb, but there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. Just a little out of reach.
For now. Let's see. Double scout for Ancient. This little Ivy push for Rusty won't get dealt with anything. Cr4zy decide to back off with this position, group up and go for another yard exec, it seems. Ancient armed very well for the job though, and still with 4 players committed to this A site, so the lack of noise outside of B has meant that Ancient don't need to over-rotate at all. They are already here. Freddy B making first contact, and they're already crossing through main. This is very evident now. Cr4zy making it clear where they're going, but that might not matter because they've already found the opening kill.
Yeah, now they're well and truly within this site. The bomb can go down. Ancient, they've been completely overrun. This wraparound from Rusty might not ever really play into this round. He does make his presence known as how he emerges from main, creeping forward. Otto actually is going to fall prey to that peak, and with Hunter being brought down earlier on in the round, there's a good chance. Rusty, this flank is phenomenal. 3 kills, time's ticking on down. Rusty's got to be low on ammo on this CZ by now, and Esperanto is just holding down the fort inside of the bomb site. Ancient, they've at least made this an expensive round. Rusty's on the bomb. No. He's got a kit. He's sticking it. Surely not Rusty. What is that? He stole the round away.
And he's going to survive? No, 3 HP.
Rusty, get out. You're done. How does he do that? He gets 3 kills from the flank and the defuse in the smoke.
That's why you buy a kit on an eco, Harry. Sometimes they can be winnable after all, and yeah, not ready for that at all. That was crazy, quite literally. And they're going to get blindsided by the pistols. Ancient picking up their first round. Buy is still coming through for both sides here, as Cr4zy had 2 players surviving after time with that bomb going off, or getting defused rather. 1-for-1 trade immediately. The AK is going to be dropped over though. Letney picks it up off the body of Esperanto. He's just patient inside of main, hoping Ancient are the ones to make the next move, but doesn't seem to be the case for now. They all give up Ivy. It's been a point that Cr4zy haven't touched all map long, so Rusty is not keen on committing. In the meantime, Cr4zy grouping up outside of the B halls. But with that bomb still in T-Con, it's likely going to be an A play here. This deep smoke could throw a spanner in the works. Freddy B in the corner. Oh, the misspray. That's going to cost him. Nexa takes him down with a deagle, and the scout at the back of the site has to hold strong. It's the only defender on A, waiting for Disco Doppler to get into position, but now he's just got to clean up the damage. 3 low HP players and an SMG, a match made in heaven, but he will not get more than 1. Low HP for Cr4zy, and they still pick up the round, getting it done 2-1 here.
Yeah, considering they tried to, or rather, you know, considering you just have that full force buy rather in the hands of Cr4zy, they do a good job of mitigating the fact that they lose that previous round to the smoke defuse. And They will be back into a position now where they can look to get back into the lead here. An investment from Ancient. Forced by wars back and forth early on to kickstart this map. A 4-man B hold from the Swedes. Plopsky over here in Pop Dog is in danger.
Ooh.
They double nade into it, and that is going to hurt. He's brought down very, very low. Hunter's able to finish him off, and that is this A bomb site open for business. Ancient likely don't even bother rotating anyone round in this situation. Might just elect to hold on to these pistol and armor into the next round.
Could try and get aggressive and get control of those halls, but not much they can do with that. And you seem to be right, Harry. It's just going to be a passive save here for Ancient. They got a long clock to run down, though. Bomb just going down for Cr4zy. And at this point, I'm sure they're realizing that Ancient are on a force and therefore a save. But do they send out any probes? Do they send out any hunters? Apparently not. Rather build their own economy on this T side. And considering it is quad rifle here, there's no real reason to risk giving away guns when you know Ancient are going to have a max of pistols and scouts. So save is successful on both sides of the map. And 3-1 lead here on the T side, already looking like a good start for Cr4zy.
Yeah, this is, that awkward spot you can get into when you do have those 4 spies back and forth early on. Ancient are going to be in a pretty bad spot, They have to just have these armor pistols in this round and hope they can get something. Likelihood is Cr4zy move up to a 4-1 lead. Unless we see something phenomenal here from the Swedes. Their full buy coming up in the next round. And that's kind of been the case with all these games today. It has been these very, very late buys in the half, normally around kind of the round 5, round 6 mark that we've seen these buys for either side come in. This one drawing a lot of parallels to the game that we just witnessed.
Oh, look at this rotate. Ancient doing it again. Back-to-back rounds. 5-man B stack, hope for the best. And they're going to get aggressive. They want to confirm their suspicions here, and they might just get a lot of info off of it. No one's watching the pop flank this early on because they only just got down the ladder. Popsky, well, he's going to be covered. Luckily enough, Esperanto, Spidey senses tingling. Does he know there's any more? Because there are 2. He's just going to hold on while his team clear out the MTA site. It seems more and more obvious that this flank is coming in. And a double drop. What? He finds them both. Not a worry for Esperanto. Tom's probably having a little breakdown in the corner after watching that. He's happy with glee.
Yeah, I'm convinced Tom is always partially through a breakdown.
Yeah, true. Have you seen his segments?
Only Draken left standing here. He is broken down as well. 1v4 scout in hand. He's just going to hold on to that. Not really going to have the biggest ramifications looking forward. It will just be this 4-1 start as we kind of anticipated from that 3rd round onwards, really, for Cr4zy. One thing I think it is worth considering is the AWP is a very distant dream for Ancient right now. They would love to get that out on Draken as soon as they can, but best he's going to have is that salvage scout into this round.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to upgrade it here or not. I guess not because of the save, right? But first rifle round for Ancient, really. And a few limitations, but not the end of the world. They got the kit on Draken. He had that extra money from the save. So let's see if this scout can whittle away at Cr4zy or if things will heat up. Certainly looks to be a fast one. Cr4zy with a lot of outer smokes. Nexa, he's going to get spotted here on Olaf. Finished off by Rusty as well. Molotov down, but smoke to extinguish it. Freddy remains in this sandwich. Hungry as ever. Letney's actually pushed right by him, and he's going to fall into his own death. Letney won't expect a second player, also in the same position, but luckily Esperanto has his back covered to the push. Rusty still here on Ivy, and Letney's getting closer and closer by the second, so got to watch out. Now he knows, but also getting shot from the bomb train. 2 sides, and he can't get away. Rusty keeps it in the 3-on-3.
Getting peeked from E-Box, trying to cross safely into the bomb site, but in the meantime, creeping up through Ivy, a threat looms, and it's Otto to strike down Rusty, trying to create that much more space. Plopsky, good for 1. Trade found almost immediately, however, and this leaves Disco Doppelin 1v2, does have a flashbang to try and get himself into this bomb site. The bomb still to cross from Ivy. Does mean this smoke is going to start to dissipate, and this leaves Doppler in a pretty doable situation here, but Hunter is quick as ever. Will bid him farewell. And that's Cr4zy picking up another round here. For me, Hunter, definitely the man to keep an eye on within this Cr4zy squad. I absolutely love watching him. It seems like, you know, every game I get to cast him and there'll be some phenomenal Hunter highlight play.
He is pretty nuts, isn't he? This entire roster is. I mean, you got a roster of up-and-comers, potentially even stars. A Kovac, ready and waiting. But it's Letty who'll get pushed this time. Rusty getting an opening kill. The flashbang from Freddy, perfect. And that's a gun given over to Ancient, but still on a round where they have very little to play with. This B-stack could be everything, though. Quick pop flank available for Plopsky, assuming Nexus doesn't hold on to it, but Cr4zy are ready to walk down ramp into the jaws of the beast. 3 CTs up close. And there's the spot. Info for Freddy. Draken gets checked. Great corner. Peek for Esperanto. Ready for anything. Still one more man at the back of the site. Plus the Heaven player. They haven't worked out the Disco Doppler is right up here, and he'll be able to get one. Flash is good, though, to force him back, and that gives them time to work out how they want to approach this. They'll just nail him down. Hunter gets a kill with it. Rusty last man standing, and not for long. He's dropped 2. Cr4zy, low HP. Only 3 players, but they get it done again. These rounds are getting close, but not close enough.
One of the changes that I have just, like, I think when we've really seen this Cr4zy, you know, prior to that Valiant squad come into their own, was when they kind of like moved away from being a bit more of like a puggy style team. Like, they do seem to play like some really sound CS nowadays. A lot of that I feel like coming on the back of having, you know, a kind of fresh perspective on the IGL role, right? But even there, right, the double nade utility, for example, to deal with Disco Doppler, wonderful. You don't throw any more bodies at that problem. They try and assemble this boost for Otto. Now the shot misses, so they don't quite grab that man advantage. But Ancient, this is kind of going to, you know, assure them that this 4-man A-hold might be the correct decision. And with how Cr4zy are positioned, still no clear indication as to where this one looks to end up. You can see the bombs now rotated over towards Ivy, so this looks like it could be an A commitment with that double boost down into Pop Dog once again, but as a possibility.
I do love these setups from Ancient. The close main positioning, having 2 players so deep. Something Cr4zy have definitely worked out, right? They've been dealing with these positions well, Molotovs, etc. They got to do it again. That's if they are committed to pushing it, because right now Esperanto just walked out ramp and he's found himself an opening kill. Disco Doppler's dead. This round was looking like an A play, but now Cr4zy, they're reconsidering. 30 seconds, and that bomb deciding to come in through the long rotation. Esperanto pushing deep. He's found 2 kills. Freddy's still here with the AWP, and Esperanto, he's not done with 2. Ooh, there's the info, and the shot connects as well. This man is having a real round to show for us today. Next is going to finish off a flank, and Plopsky alone on the wrong side of the map. What a spectacular round from Cr4zy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in every round's been pretty spectacular from Cr4zy at this point in time. The one round that Ancient have right now is that phenomenal 3K defuse from Rusty in that 1v2. Since then, they've got nothing. Cr4zy moving 7-1 up. And it is just a phenomenal start from these guys. Everyone's kind of saying how, you know, they have been a team that always seem to start strong, and then the problems maybe emerge near the end of closing out games. But I mean, with this one, if it kind of continues in this fashion, it feels like it's almost unclosable. So Ancient calling in the tactical pause here, having some choice words from their coach.
And it is cool to see Barbar as well. You know, not necessarily in the server, but still hanging around, still in the background, still throwing in some choice words. So hopefully that will motivate Ancient moving forward with this CT side. Because remember, right, while we've had some pretty T-sided games so far today, even on this map, this is a dominant scoreline. This is not what you can afford to be in, especially in an elimination game. Remember, winner of this going to the semi-finals. A position that some of these players on Cr4zy have been in plenty of times at DreamHack Opens. Oh! Otto threaded the needle. He ducked into the shot there. Great angle from Rusty, and even better reaction.
I mean, what a man to find. That is quite the weapon retrievable down towards Ivy if they could try and get their hands on it. But Nex is still floating around here, keeping an eye on exactly that. And they're using this AWP as bait. He hasn't thrown it out of the map because he had time to. Instead, he's just waited. He's set his little trap. He's put the cheese in the mouse trap, and well, along comes Freddy B, keen to take a nibble, but it's Rusty who's hungry for these frags. His second kill, it was him. He's the reason that Ancient have this one round to their name right now. He's doubled up with the scout, but the timing not quite there. Nexter, just as Rusty tries to turn away from that flashbang, able to pick up the kill. And this leaves Draken and Disco Doppelin alone. Now just Disco Doppelin, the lonely B-site rotator in this 1v3. 25 seconds left as the bomb now starts to go down.
Yeah, not really much you can do here, hoping at best that someone gets aggressive, but Cr4zy are not going to be affording that mistake. And he's already on the angle as well. He spotted him. There's the kill. And 8-1 up. This is as dominant as it gets right now. Cr4zy are not letting off the gas. Hey.
So it feels really weird to me seeing Barbar stood behind the rest of the team, because I used to love watching him in the server. That is a really cool thing, just trying to help bring up some talent who are kind of in like the same position that he was at one point in time, right?
I mean, he's played with many of these players.
He has played with many of these guys, so he knows them all very, very well and where they're good at. I do like that he's back there behind this squad, you know, in that coach role. Play with some of these guys back on like Epsilon. But Esperanto being a real nuisance already out and in the sandwich, and he's a bit of an X factor here. They don't realize it. He's got behind enemy lines, and they've got no idea. Esperanto shutting down everybody. Disco Doppelin's going to fall shortly after. And Cr4zy up 9-1. This is utter destruction from these guys right now.
That's not fair, mate. That's not allowed. Sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the building, Esperanto. That's just, that's despicable, Harry. Look at this.
This was like a full-on assault. Look at him.
How does he even get there?
He was just so fast, and there was a few early flashes thrown out. He got into sandwich, but I figured, you know, like he would have just floated around and looked to play later on in the round. And I mean, I don't even, like, they were so clueless as to where the player died from down towards Ivy that they didn't even consider that someone had gotten that deep.
Wow, Cr4zy going back in again to this A site. It's been such a treat for them in the past. Let's see the presence the same. 1-for-1 early on. Hunter's going to drop the man outside Con, and it's only a couple of pistols and a scout left alive. But low HP means that these weapons just got a whole lot more deadly, as Rusty is showing us, taking down Hunter. And can this Deke find anything from the back line? Rusty's got himself a second. Rusty is opening up this round, and Disco Doppler might just close it down. He gets a shot and a rotate off as Nexter finds himself inside of the connector. He thinks he's got the timing to be. Little does he know, Disco Doppler is coming in from above.
There we go, there's the peak. Nexter's gone, and that will be Ancient finding their second round on the back of just Deegs and Armor. Once again, it's when they have these pistols, these force buys, that they're finding success. This will be their second round on the back of it. Weapons retrieved, money maintained on these two players as well, because it was just a partial buy. It's not like they fully committed to this. So now suddenly they're flush with cash, and this is something that Ancient really haven't had to play with throughout this entire game thus far. They have been on the back foot in terms of their money. Can finally see that AWP over in the hands of Draken as well.
Well, let's see if they can do anything with this newfound wealth. AWP going to be a big factor. 1, 2, and 3 kills on Draken, Freddy, and Plopsky. So these are players that need to turn it up, turn it around if we want any chance for Ancient in this map. Cr4zy have done their T side at this point. It doesn't matter how this half goes. It could end 9-8. Cr4zy are not on 9-6. Matt's is off it. They will be fine. But I'm doubtful or end of that scoreline, Harry, with the way this half's been going. Slower approach for Cr4zy, not quite flashing out from spawn, and they'll be setting up inside of Pop Dog plus those B halls. Bomb up in T-Con as well. It was actually, sorry, Bomb's not in T-Con, that's just Letney, they're above him, and they've already crossed past the toilet, so Cr4zy looking for a bit of a B play now. Orb is nowhere near this position. Draken's going to have a long road to rotate in. It's up to Disco and Freddy to hold the line.
Bit of utility out towards A, just to try and prevent any players from going for an early rotation. And now the real B play looks to come in. That Molotov dropped close should slow this down, and that actually forces these players to commit to the wrap up through the alley. And Disco Doppler, well, we said how he was one of the only players here inside of B, and he had to make a stand. He's doing exactly that right now. Hunter finally able to best the man within the bomb site. And now that bomb can look to go down. Ooh, Nexter follows up. Ancient, they don't want to throw this one away. This is the closest they've come in these rifle rounds to picking one up. And there's Draken delivering another frag the way of the Swedes. Nexter and Hunter on the other side. Hunter with a swinging peek, flashed in by Nexter. Great synergy between the two of them to get that. But Plopsky trades, and now it's Nexter alone. 1v2, bomb planted out in the open for him. They do have kits. No smoke for the bomb. Nexter, if he doesn't peek now, this is all said and done. He's going to catch it just in time, but there's still plenty of time for the defuse. Trade found, and Ancient will move on to a third.
It's coming down close, Harry, but a round is a round, and Ancient get it done when they finally get guns. Very nice attempt there from Nexter. At least gets a guard to defuse, but there's no way that you can win that one with both players committed. One watching your position, one already sticking the bomb. So makes the best out of a bad situation, and now Cr4zy 9-3 up have got to deal with more and more rifle rounds as Ancient start to build economy. Although not exactly building money off a round where you keep one alive. Otto, oh, dangerous, through the Molotov. He's ahead of it. It's burning at his feet, but he's found himself deep down Ivy, and Rusty might not expect this pace. He's going to keep his eyes trained. But look how many players are here, and look how far they've got, and that will be the biggest surprise for us. And he goes for the peak, but it's a double peak. Esperanto and Nexter combine for a kill. Freddy tries to get aggressive to make up for this lack of manpower, but instead just adds to the problem. Letney finds him. Even though he's low, it's still a 5-on-3. Cr4zy are getting into the bomb site. Draken won't let them get much further, but the Molotov prohibits him from staying around. Plopsky does drop the bomb, and now it's equalized up.
Yeah, this was a very, very strong start for Cr4zy. Ancient really have done one hell of a job of at least making this look doable. This 3v3, they've got the HP advantage. The bomb isn't down yet either. Numbers now going to get plugged in by Letney, but there's not a lot of time to get too comfortable within the bomb site here if you're Cr4zy. They do manage to get Hunter back behind the Brown trade, and he can just play the post plant from here. Leave his teammates to do the rest of the fighting. Otto holding close. Disco Doppler has to check this, and he's only got the P250. Draken's come in with another, and it's Hunter now thrown into the 1v2 clutch. There's Doppler helping out, and Ancient, welcome to the game, because they're in with a fourth as they start to chain a few rounds together. Their third in a row. And now that 6-9 half does actually look pretty doable here for the Swedes.
No, I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, like you said, these rifle rounds have gone wonderfully for them. They won't be able to save that second AWP. Seemed like Disco was going for it, but at least have theirs on Draken, who's starting to come to life as well. 5 kills on him. Not exactly top fragging, but he's doing his job. Big check from Disco Doppler as well, right? That position for Otto, P250 close range, has that one-shot potential, but it goes both ways with the AUG round the corner. Otto's had a bit of a rough map so far. He's on 3 kills. Now would be the time to see him perform, especially considering Esperanto, already 18 frags deep, isn't quite finding those timing plays inside of the A site. So it's time for someone else to fill those boots, and big boots they are to fill. Size 12s, mate. And you know what they say about big feet?
Even bigger socks.
Damn right.
Oh, where's he with that AWP right now? I think he's over the wall. Yeah, he's just keeping an eye on Ivy. At least right now, Draken holding Pop Dog. Could get tested here. Minute left, and now this play about to come in. And Molotov will corner off this attempted play. They're just going to smoke it and go running straight through. They want to get into this bomb site, get in the face of Draken, make him feel uncomfortable. They forced him up into the heavens, and now Hunter sends him down to hell. It's Plopsky. trying to remedy this. He will get one. Doplin's nearby to help out. The bomb goes down, but the bodies are hitting the ground left and right. It's Otto alone, and a missed shot does remedy it the second time around, desperately trying to escape. They'll hound him down. A 5th round for Ancient now, their 4th in a row.
What a recovery. I mean, it may be, you know, up against 9 rounds on the T side, which is damn good, but I'm just thinking back to that game earlier on where we had 2 9-round T sides on train and we head to OT. So Ancient should not be dissuaded by the dominant scoreline that Cr4zy once had. That is starting to get a little bit closer. Hot under the collar, maybe. But another buy round for Cr4zy. They've been full of them, not had to eco this entire half. Maybe they'll go back towards B. It's been a long time coming. Otto getting boosted to look for a quick pick down on that A site, but Disco Doplin's already got aggressive towards ramp and taking down Esperanto. Huge kill to find. And Ancient aren't just done with that aggression. They'll push back into the pop dog. Plopsky finding Hunter, and take a look at Freddy B on that mini-map as well. He's all the way down Ivy. He's got so much information right now for Ancient. They can just commit to this double B setup. Even though Cr4zy aren't anywhere near the B site, that might be where they end up.
I mean, Lenny's retrieved this bomb and he's heading towards that inner bomb site now. Could alternatively look to try and take pop, but considering he doesn't have a flash to make that happen, doesn't have anything else, I don't know. It does feel risky to try and take it on your own, so he will double back on the back of dropping that nade in through the pop dog. Cr4zy looking like they might just fall back into this A play now, and Freddy B starting to leave that Ivy position. Setting up back inside of the A bomb site at a critical moment. Perfect timing from Freddy B here. If he hangs around, he will be nearby to help his teammate out inside of the bomb site. Push about to come in from Cr4zy. 30 seconds left, so every second counts here. Ancient, they've got to buy time for these rotations from B to come through. Ticking ever lower. They creep into Freddy's crosshair. Plopsky trying to get down and out of danger. They do get that bomb down with 10 seconds to spare. All the time in the world. Plopsky very fortunate there. And actually, that smoke going to get extinguished by someone on the side of Cr4zy. The Molotov gets extinguished, so he gets bailed out by the enemy.
Yeah, that could have spread. That could have killed him there in the corner. Luckily enough, he lives to fight another day. Nexus on the site, so is Disco Doplin, great flashbang. They're always so good for Cr4zy, but the trade is there. It's still a man advantage for Ancient. Time ticking away, and good angle from Otto. He's now going to just take one more shot, but Rusty's dropped him from the sky. Tapping that bomb, he could stick it, but Letney sprays, and Rusty shuts him down. Just enough time for the defuse, I think. And they've done it. Ancient, what a half. They get 6 at the end of it. That was so dominant at one point for Cr4zy, but 5 rounds in a row from Ancient. They make it interesting. This game is only just beginning. Join us in the second half to see who is going to be taking trade. a dominant start from Cr4zy, but they got tested near the end of that first half of Train. Brought back to a 9-6 half at the end of things as we head into the pistol round. And this is going to decide who will start the momentum off for their second half. Harry, how's it looking?
Well, I mean, you look at this one, 9-6, great T half from Cr4zy, but considering they were 9-1 up, Ancient do a stellar job of digging deep and taking those last 5 rounds consecutively. They've given themselves a fighting chance here on the map pick of Cr4zy, and the pistol round would be phenomenal. And a great way to start the comeback here in this second half. Rusty in with the opener, but they are losing bodies slowly but surely. Cr4zy whittling away at this offense, and Esperanto is going to double down as he takes Freddy. And Rusty with him. Oh, Otto's going to dink down Draken. Only Plopsky left standing. Blink of an eye. It was looking possible for Ancient, but Cr4zy emerged victorious once again.
Yeah, and that's going to propel them forward as well, right? Already with a lead. Interested to see if Ancient actually go for some kind of buy here. I would not be a fan of it considering the scoreline and the lack of bomb plant, but let's see what they decide to do. T-side after all, so nah, just going to go for that third round buy. Expecting to see a bit of a B play here. Flash yourself through, try and get a bomb plant, but yeah, fast A play. Doesn't really matter what your poison is, it's poison.
Ah, well, they slow right down. Now throwing in this flashbang. They wait and see if any early nades rain into main. That was not the prettiest spray attempt there from Ivy, but it gets the job done. And Draken now alone. He'll get finished off. Cr4zy up 11-6, but a buy round in store for the Swedes. This is where we get a real indication of how this T side of Ancient stacks up against the CT side of Cr4zy on their map pick.
That being said, there will of course be limitations. Ancient aren't going to have that AWP just yet, whereas it's certainly going to be in the hands of Cr4zy, who picked up the pistol. Otto, slow start, but CT side Train is really where you can come to life as an AWP player, so I imagine this is going to be where he starts to perform. Letney does not expect the pace. Draken's already down in the pop dog, and he's found 2 in the face. Freddy B left on 1 point of health, but that will not deter him. He's only got 1 kill, and he's just pushing. The man of singles. Let's hope he can find a double. There's 2 left on the A site, but Hunter does shut him down, and now the rotates in from Cr4zy. The issue is it's too early because Ancient double back towards B, cleared out the empty site, and will be able to get the bomb plant.
Yeah, Nexa now realizes the penny drops, and this B bomb site has been stripped away. Ooh, okay. Didn't seem to realize the player could have been so close, and as a result, Nexa's gotten so deep within the bomb site. He didn't get on the bomb, he's got a kit, and no one's nearby. They're running in. Plopsky's just too far away to deny the defuse. Ancient, what a way to have that all fall apart. Cr4zy now up 12-6. That was looking so doable, so possible for the Swedes. But it's just so unfortunate. Nexa doing a great job, and Draken tries so hard to set the team up there. That double kill felt like it should have been enough, but Nexa just somehow getting so deep within that bomb site, they didn't seem ready for it.
No, I mean, Cr4zy didn't even know they were in B. When Nexa walked into Connector, he looked surprised that there were players already in the site. You know, Ancient, they were deeper than he even imagined. When he kills that player at Oil Train, there was already a player behind Nexa. If he sticks around at Connector, he dies. So hugely impactful play for him to just jump straight on that bomb. Can't believe he actually got away with that. Despicable stuff. 12-6. Ancient back in with AKs, but Util is low. 3 smokes. That's all they have to show for it. Shots will need to be hit, Harry. And the boost is going to be employed, but Hunter's waiting for it. Ready on the other side, and he'll get that kill. Moving back. Fading away, and no trade here for Ancient. Rough start.
I actually really like that play from Hunter. I think he dropped his own close smoke by the looks of things and then peeked in front of it, right? So then when they boosted over, they just see the smoke. He gets that kill, and then he's just allowed to immediately drop back through his own defensive smoke, making that just untradeable to Ancient. And I mean, you know, now losing another man, leaving yourself in this 3v5, they've only got 40 seconds left. 2 smokes between them. Enough to go for a B or A play if they want to, but it's the lack of flashbangs, lack of anything to try and force these gunfights. They've just got to take them dry, and that will be Plopsky falling at the first hurdle. Draken and Disco Doppler, what can they do in this 2v4?
Disco spotted the open connector as well. That's just another weapon to deal with, and I don't think Ancient are going to be able to do so. Draken gets one, but he's now alone. 10 seconds, no chance. Otto shuts him down, and Cr4zy are starting to come to life in the second half. Not that they weren't in the terrorist side, but now it really is showing. 13-6. It has been a long time since we've seen Ancient find success. Not around to the T side. And after back-to-back buys, I think their money's finally going to start to crumble. They've got to give away 14 on a half buy.
And I mean, the real kind of sad thing is, for me, is, you know, obviously this is the map pick of Cr4zy, right? You've got Inferno coming up next. That's the one that Ancient picked into. For me, the real kind of, the real storyline, if there is going to be a comeback for Ancient in this series, is we need to see some sort of recovery in some shape or form from Freddy B, who is just sat down bottom of the board, 1 kill to his name right now. And the reason why I say that isn't, you know, I'm not trying to rag on one man. It's not like, you know, everyone else is stepping up in spades and he's falling silent, but it's just, I just feel like if you're not able to get out of your own head in this situation and you go into that second map feeling like a burden on your team, that is where the cracks start to show.
On the good side, right, Inferno, that's the second map. That's the map Ancient took against Cr4zy in the group stage initially. So, you know, they've done it before, but this is a whole nother Cr4zy, at least, it looks like. They have warmed up coming into this event, gotten better each match we've seen them.
And I mean, I feel like for Ancient, they're probably not all too happy like that they had to face Cr4zy again, even though they were able to beat them on Inferno. It's pretty hard to beat a team that you've already beaten on like the same map. Next up, barreling through those Molotovs to find the first. Now, will immediately get traded. The bomb can actually go down here for Ancient. That's all they really wanted from this round, and now they could actually get even more.
Ooh, but Esperanto making no noise, creeping up close, and he's found a double from it. They were not ready for that. Both players with their back turned, and even though they swivel, so does he. Retake is done. Cr4zy have just done it. Lights out with no deaths in the post-plant. Next to there, he was inside of a molly. He got flashed when the molly hit him, I think, and so he basically lost like 90 HP while blind, then steps out of the molly, gets a kill, and by that point he just gets pushed by a pistol and finished off. So nothing more. I'm surprised he got 1 kill there, to be honest, with 10 HP. That being said, bomb plant for Ancient, enough to facilitate this buy, but is this buy going to be enough? That's the question. They've got to pull a full comeback now. They cannot afford to lose a round unless they want to see OT or potential loss.
Yeah, they need 10 rounds in a row if they want to do this now. They're able to get 5 at the end of that first half consecutively. They've got to double their efforts. Early Nade finds it. A decent bit of chip damage across the board, and Freddy B's going to get brought down even lower. Draken, they try and run boost him over. Oh, but Disco Doppler found him main. And I mean, what a scalp to find. He's been putting up numbers for this Ancient squad, so losing him early is quite the pain for this Swedish squad. Flash into Pop Dog to Cr4zy to clear out that position preemptively. Also means if you're Freddy here, you do have to expend some utility now trying to take control of Pop Dog. You've heard that flash go in. You're aware that there could be a player close. $50 seconds left, and it looks like this is all just going to culminate in a Hail Mary A play from Ancient.
Good flash. But Letney's still up here. They don't know it. Oh, they almost catch him, but he catches them. Hunter and Esperanto getting the kills instead. Draken can pre-aim the top of the train. He will get 1 for it, but he's left alone. He's going to need to 1v5 this round, and I think he's already realized the unlikelihood of that with 20 seconds remaining. So backs off towards Spawn. Looks to save this AWP for round 22, but that could be the last round of this map, Harry. It has been a rough one for Ancient, especially on this T side. Took a while to warm up, and at that point it was even too late, despite getting 6 rounds in their first half. Only 1 separates them from moving back to Inferno. To be honest, if I'm Ancient at this point, I'm already thinking of Inferno and thinking how am I going to approach that map.
Yeah, and I mean, even there's a lot. I mean, as we were kind of touching upon, I didn't really get it, you know, I always think that whenever you end up playing a team on a map that you've already beaten them on at that event, it's a lot easier for like that team, especially when they're Cr4zy, who are kind of the favorites in this matchup, to go back and look at that demo, look at how Ancient played and figure out what was going right versus Ancient, who did win that game, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to look back and be like, okay, well, because you were making the reads, right? It's going to be Cr4zy who changed their style, not Ancient who changed theirs.
And you can't go back to, oh, this worked last time, right? Because it might not necessarily work again. Cr4zy know what you're doing. But that's a whole nother map, Harry, for a whole nother time. But we may not be long from it. Oh, that smoke's huge. That saves Letney's life, essentially. They are about to drop in with that Molotov, but not anymore. So Letney just waits, as do Ancient, for that smoke to fade. He could even get aggressive behind this smoke while they set up for the boost and potentially drop them as they fall, but they are keeping an eye on their behind. And here it goes. Letney, what do you got? Timing is perfect! And he gets both kills, so aware of that drop.
I love that. He knows exactly what's going on there. He's like, you know what? You guys are going to try and gimmick me with a double drop. How about this? How's this sound? Oh, and by the way, Hunter's in your spawn. Draken's gone, and it's Freddy B left alone. He gets his second kill of the game in this round, and now a 1v4 required from him. Peeking on out from the Pop Dog. It's Esperanto to shut him down.